Welcome to 5 Good Minutes.
You're listening to today's inspirational message on the book of Ecclesiastes with Kurt Bjorklund.
Today I want to just read a section of a book from David Gibson called Living Life Backwards that summarizes chapter 9 and really a lot of the book of Ecclesiastes. It's clear from 9:1 that we are now reaching the end of Ecclesiastes. It's time for the preacher to spell out his conclusion and lessons learned. There are actually 4 more chapters to go in Ecclesiastes, but by taking his time to state his finding, he allows us to catch our breath. Some of what he's been telling us is so unusual, so outside the box from the way we normally think, or even from the way we normally think of the Bible, that it's as if he knows we need time to marinate on it. Often my wife has to tell me 4 or 5 times what's going on before I get it into my thick head. We're really no different when the Bible tells us about life as it really is. In this chapter, the preacher offers another chance to look at the picture of life in God's world. Death and the inexplicable nature of life. That is, why do the good sometimes die young while the evil live to a ripe old age? And the fact that things seem out of kilter in the joys of food and wine, all of these things are on display again for us in this chapter. But so too is the really unusual lens through which the writer views all of them. Here's his lens. Verse 7. Go eat your bread with joy, drink your wine with a merry heart, for God has already approved what you do. What are we to make of this? This verse is actually the book of Ecclesiastes in a nutshell. It reveals the way in which the preacher looks at the world as we know it and takes us to the heart of his purpose in writing Ecclesiastes. He wrote his book to smash into tiny pieces our idea that we can be like God. We can aspire to have it all, to know it all, to do it all, to achieve it all, and to be happy forever, to have all the answers, to never be left scratching our head, to be remembered by all for all time. That's what we hope for. But what guarantee is there that we won't go under a bus tomorrow? If you knew that this would happen to you tomorrow, how would you live today? That's the whole point of Ecclesiastes. The life you have today comes from God's hand as a gift. You have it for a short while, and one day God will call time and take it back. Enjoy life with your wife today because tomorrow she might be gone or you might. In this chapter, the preacher uses 3 different hammers to shatter our illusions that we can control our lives, that we can be God's and decide our destinies, to destroy our idolatries. And then he goes on and he talks about how he points out the certainty of death and then the things that are uncertain are future. And then he talks about this wisdom of chapter 9, verses 7 through 10, where he said this is the key verse. I'm going to pick back up here. Right at the start of verse 7 is a little word, go. We're not just told, eat your food with joy, but go. Seize the day. In other words, set about as if you mean it and know what you're about. Eat and drink with gladness and joy. The second half of verse 7 shows us that these things are a gift from God, for God has already approved what you do. God takes pleasure in your pleasure. He's given it to you. That is why we're touching the heart of Ecclesiastes. Gift is not gain is your new motto. Life is not about the meaning that you can create for your own life or the meaning that you can find in the universe by all your work and ambitions. You do not find meaning in life simply by finding a partner or having kids or being rich. You find meaning when you realize that God has given you life in this world, and any one of those things is a gift to enjoy. And then when he says, jumping ahead here, verse 8, let your garments be always white, let not oil be lacking on your head. He's pointing out that the Bible, when people were distraught, they wore sackcloth and ashes to show their grief, but white clothes to reflect the heat of the sun and oil to protect and nourish the skin were to show joy and happiness. Don't think that because you're going to die, it doesn't matter how you dress or how you look. Rather, look after yourself. This world is meant to be a place of color and life and beauty. So enjoy your life is the chapter summary and really the point of Ecclesiastes, the whole book, saying, yeah, it's bleak, so enjoy what you have because it is a gift to be savored. So again, I'm going to ask the same question I've asked all week. How are you going to enjoy life today? How are you going to enjoy life this week? What are you looking forward to? What gift can you enjoy? What gifts can you share with others? What way can you make your Christian experience joyful to those around you so that it is obvious that you are relating to God as the giver of all good and beautiful things?
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.